we wanted to have this event today to inform the community. We've heard the community's concerns, and we're responding to those. I also want to say the City of Lethbridge is not doing nothing. So we have provided additional funding to the Clean Sweep program. We certainly have trained our city workers to pick up needle debris, and we've provided needle boxes. And today we are supportive of the additional 5 needle boxes that are going to be coming out in the next week, and we will be encouraging additional needle boxes in hotspots throughout the city. I've been asking at City Council meetings for the last month. Every 2 weeks I'm asking where are we in terms of additional needle boxes, and we want to identify those hotspots. We want to make sure that the community is safe, as safe as possible. And one of your colleagues saw, I've been out verifying, and whenever there's something on social media saying there's needle debris, I go out and very quickly go to that location and other locations. I started doing that in the middle of last week, looking at the downtown, looking at hotspots in the downtown, looking at our parks, and I'll continue to do that. Whenever needle debris is reported, if the location's reported, I'll be going out to make sure that we're following up and cleaning up on those types of things. So we want to make sure that we are keeping the community as safe as possible, and that we have enough needle boxes out there. So I'm a strong proponent of making sure we have enough needle boxes. I really appreciate the support of Arches and the role that they've taken. They've taken a lot of unfair abuse in the community throughout this process. They're one of 16 agencies that are part of the Leaders Coalition, and I really thank the Leaders Coalition for the work that they've been doing and the information that we share at our regular monthly meetings. I've learned a lot, and I'm sure the media's learned a lot about this issue through the last few months, but we have been working on the issue for pretty much most of 2 years. We saw the issue coming, and I will continue to make sure that Lethbridge receives the supports that we need as a city. One of what this has really demonstrated going forward, we knew that we lacked supports. They were identified in the provincial mental health study of 2015. We have been actively advocating for supports for Lethbridge, but the way that this drug use problem has exploded, doubling and tripling, has really illuminated the issue that we lack the supports. It's wonderful to have a supervised consumption site. It's wonderful that we're diverting drug use into that area. It's wonderful that we're building relationships with the drug users, but we have very few options in terms of how to provide them with ongoing treatment and where to refer them. We were identified as a city in this province that didn't even have the resources that Medicine Hat and Fort Macleod already have. So you can understand the frustration that we're dealing with in terms of dealing with drug addiction and the drug problems that we have. So I will be continuing to advocate for the City of Lethbridge to the Government of Alberta that we need permanent ongoing supports. It's wonderful that we're getting a detox center in September. We've been asking for it for 2 years. It's unfortunate it'll only be 8 beds. I understand that Medicine Hat has 18, and there's 15 in Fort Macleod. So we will be under-resourced the day that opens. One of the most frustrating things when it comes to treating drug addiction is having long delays in terms of people who are suffering with addiction in getting services. One day they will be accepting the service, and you may not get them in that mode for another 6 months. So having waiting times means prevention of service, means failure to act. And what we need to make sure is that we also have supported services for people who come out of a detox center, that they can be successful in supported housing to make sure that they don't relapse. So we have some significant challenges in terms of addressing the issues here in the City of Lethbridge, and we lack the resources to do that. But the City of Lethbridge is taking a number of steps to address that. So we're going forward. We're going to make sure that the community is safe, that we provide the additional needle boxes. We're going to try to make sure that we maintain clean parks and clean public areas. And I think we're having a significant amount of success. What we're not hearing about from our public institutions and some of our shopping malls and things is that people aren't using their washrooms for drug injection. I think a lot of those people are moving to the supervised consumption site, and I think we have to recognize with upwards of 5,000 people a month using the supervised injection site, that is an incredible success.
Can I ask you about a few weeks ago, or several weeks ago, you made an inquiry to council about the needle boxes in parks and so forth.
Yes.
And administration was going to undertake a study to figure out where in the city more needle boxes would be needed potentially. Are those additional 5 needle boxes as a result of that study, or is that something else entirely?
We know there are some areas that are problem areas, and they will be addressed first. So that's where the 5 will go, and then there will be additional needle boxes coming as a result of the study.
And when, sorry, go ahead. Oh, no, it's okay. When would we be able to find out about the study? When will that conclude, do you think?
I'm hoping that's going to be coming fairly quickly. I'm certainly putting my foot on the gas in terms of getting an answer, right? So we can't delay, and we can't risk the public's well-being. We need to respond quickly and effectively to the concerns that the public is expressing, and I'm certainly going to be on the case to make sure that we get those needle boxes out as quickly as possible.
Just a quick scan through social media, and you can see the negativity, not just towards Arches, but to you personally, to
Yep.
City Council, to the City of Lethbridge. It's become known as the needle place. So what is your thoughts on that and the reputation that sort of this social media frenzy has created for our city?
It saddens me. Nope. I love our city. I think its reputation is suffering unfairly by overexposure on social media. We want people to respond to issues appropriately. We want them to use the processes that we've provided for reporting needle debris. I think when people go to social media every time they have an issue, that inflames it beyond what needs to be. If they report the needle debris and it's handled effectively, then we're doing a good job. And I have to commend our parks workers and the clean sweep people who are responding, because when I followed up to when there's been drug debris reported in some of our parks, and I'm going back and finding not a lot of drug debris, and then some of our parks workers are saying, that's because we cleaned it up before you got there. Perfect. That's excellent that people are responding. And I've spoken to our parks workers, and I've spoken to the clean sweep people, and they're saying one of the challenges is that people are trying to dispose of needles, but they're using our garbage containers because there isn't a needle box. And so we need to have needle boxes in those locations. I was with one of your media colleagues last week, and we went into a park and we opened up the bin and saw needle debris in a garbage bin. That would tell you right away that we need a needle debris container right there.
Has this become an issue then on the garbage handling side of things? I mean, if you're finding needles in garbage bins, is there any safe places or safe practices in hand to make sure that those people are not being?
Yeah. I believe our administration is certainly, and the people who are coaching the clean sweep workers are providing that information. But the concern was brought to me by a clean sweep worker, and that they felt there was risk to them by having people dispose of needle debris in the garbage. And I think our city workers would feel exactly the same way, and we need to make sure that we're making sure that our workers are protected, and that's why we need to get more needle disposal boxes out in the community.
So community and staff safety.
Yes.